Hey guys, I just want to make a quick Bitcoin update, quick update on the trade and how things are going. So over the weekend, it's pretty tame, but we did get a nice move from 110 to 100 to approximately nearly 13,000. So that was really nice, but even though that was nice, what's most important is that Bitcoin is retesting this resistance line into this previous range. It's already been rejected not once, not twice, but 3 times. I mean, we cannot say that this is a rejection 100% because the day is not over and we don't know. We could go back up and we could even close a candle in this area, which would be bullish. That's a good confirmation. The MACD also has a cross here, so that's great. I mean, that's bullish. It's underneath the zero line. That's great to look at. Things are looking okay, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I mean, the current market sentiment gives me mixed feelings. I don't want to just listen to market sentiment. Obviously, I want to be contrarian and not do what the market's thinking. But I can't help but think we might go back down to retest the lows. I don't know what the probability of it is. I still do think there is possibility, so I'm not just completely throwing that off the table and saying we're going back up, we're hitting all-time highs. I do think that will happen once we finally do break this range, but do we have to come retest the lows? Or for example, this came up, got rejected, but it retested this low. So is this new support? Is this going to come back down and retest these again before it finally does break out and go back into this new channel? Or is it going to come down and retest these lows again before it breaks out? I cannot say for sure, but I can say for certain, at least I think I'm certain, it's not financial advice, but for certain, in my opinion, we will eventually break. Either we come down here and we hit the support, or we come down here. It doesn't matter. We'll break out eventually, and we will retest the top of this range. And I don't know, will we top out again, or will we break out and continue to 130,000? Now, if I were to sit here and make a prediction, I would say that there's going to be a little more chop, at least until the end of the month, before we eventually do break out. That's what I would say if I had to say something, if I had to make a prediction. But for now, I'm just neutral. I'm just sitting here waiting for opportunity. If we go back down to lower lows, or excuse me, retest these lows, or even make lower lows, then I will be accumulating more. I'm just sitting back and watching the market. So if you guys remember, in my last video, I talked about risk management and how I might extend my stop and etc, etc, etc. So I didn't really like it, like the fact that I'm feeling this way. I want to have rules and parameters that I follow. So I ended up making a plan in a set of rules and parameters with solid foundations that I will not break, at least to the best of my ability. Of course, I'll make mistakes, but I'll try not to break those rules, and I will try to follow them to a T if I can. I'll make a video about that later on, about my risk management and what I actually do for that, but that can be saved for another video. Right now, I want to talk about what's going to happen once we actually do break out and we get to all-time highs. Okay, so let's just zoom out here and just take a look where we are. We're in this new range that's been developing, and we are just constantly trying to break out. Eventually, we're going to break out. That's great. But we need to know what's going to happen once we finally do get to all-time highs. So let me get rid of this so I can get some space here. Okay, so realistically, we're going to come up here. All right, I don't know how we're going to get there, but eventually we're going to get there. Now we need to figure out, are we going to get rejected? Are we going to roll over here? Is this going to be the top? For me, I don't think so. I think we're going to blast through this range. Now, will this new range be the last pump before a potential bear market? For me, I need to see how the markets are going to react to 125K and see if we get rejected from these levels. We come back to retest, or are we just going to keep knocking, and then eventually we're going to break out? But I would say that no, these levels are not going to be the top and we're going to roll over into a bear market. No, I do not think that's going to happen. I think we will go up, we'll break out, and we will come into this new range, whether it's 130 or 145, whatever it is. And then from there, we have to decide, is it over? Is it the top? Are we going to roll over into a bear market here? Or are we going to take a dip, from here, have this new range, and then go up and break out, and then have a one last run. Now, realistically, it's not going to last this long, obviously. This shit's going to be over in 50 days. At least that's what I think the range is going to be around. Because, guys, if we come here to the 4-year cycle chart, I mean, we only have so long, guys. We only have a couple more months max. So if we do break out of this range and we make all-time highs, and then we break out, we really need to think about, is this the final pump? Because most likely this is it. This is going to be the top. So we have to decide here. Are we going to yeet all our bags and then dip until the bear market comes, or what are we going to do? For me, honestly, I think once we do eventually make all-time highs and we get into our new cycle range, I think yes. I think the answer is yes. I think once we finally do come up here and we break out and we go into this new trading range, this is probably most likely the top from a cycle perspective. And even if I'm not correct, okay, even if I'm not correct, let's just say I have my long trade right here, okay? I planned on getting out once we make the all-time highs. Once we get there, do I think we're going to break out into a new range? Yes. So should I raise my trade up? No. I'm not going to, at least for now, no, because you guys have to remember, I've been in Bitcoin since 2022, okay? And even if we go up, okay, and I get out of this trade, which is just a short-term trade, this is nowhere near close to any spot position. So it's not important, right? The trade is just minuscule compared to my bags, obviously. So once we get to this point, am I going to say, okay, we go into a new range, we're trading here, we're trading here. How long are we going to last in this range before we roll over? And if we don't roll over and we just take a dip, okay, say people say this is the top. I say this is the top. This is my opinion. This is the final top. People are going to say otherwise, obviously. And okay, we're going to have a dip. Once we do roll over, okay, we're probably going to retest this. We're probably going to retest this, okay? So we roll over. People are going to be like, oh, it's just another dip. It's just another dip. But in reality, what if this is actually the top? And if that isn't the case, and they're right, and this is just a dip before we trade into a new range and we go up to 150 or whatever, then again, it will not be this quick, guys. Like, even if it is within 2026, which I do not think is going to happen, let's just say theoretically, okay, guys, this is just a dip and we're going to go up to a new range. We're going to 150,000. That's the top. That's the top. At this point, I don't even care. Like, I don't care if I don't nail the top exactly. I don't care if I'm a couple 10, 20, $30,000 off the top call, because realistically, I got in 2022, and from the bottom to, let's say it goes to 130,000 or 135,000, guys, this is a 750%. Am I really going to risk my entire bag, my 4 years of hard work, dedication to this? Am I going to let it go again like I did in 2021? No. So even if I don't nail the top, I'm telling you, I'm out. And if there is a chance that there is no more 4-year cycle and we're just going to go up forever, then I'll take that chance, because I'm not going to fade the cycles again. And I'm telling you guys, when the bear market comes and the sentiment changes in this market, it's gonna be crazy, guys. It's just gonna be like, you guys cannot trust or listen to anyone, guys. And I'm not saying I'm this beacon of truth or whatever. I'm just telling you what I'm gonna do, and from my experience, and that's all I can give you guys. So yeah, I mean, we covered a lot today. I know it wasn't too long of a video, and I was kind of rambling a lot, but just think about it, guys, because you're going to go into a bear market, so just do not hold your bags. I mean, unless you want to be a hodler, and there's nothing wrong with that, but for me, I'm trying to buy back in at the bottom, and I will do so. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to make a new video about my risk strategy with trading and stuff like that, and some trades I'm going to take once we go into a bear market. But yeah, guys, stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow.